Today we are going to be putting an alternator in a 2010 Lancer GTS automatic 2.4. The dealership wanted $825 for an alternator and a battery, and all you have to do is move the air compressor. So let's see if this works. Okay, so first thing we want to do, pop our hood, disconnect our negative battery post because we are working on the alternator and I don't feel like getting shocked today. Just use my head real quick to hold the hood. So close. Okay. All right, we have our negative post disconnected. Got some nice corrosion going on. That's awesome. That could stay on. So, looking at my job at first. Here's my little alternator. Everything looks crusty. That's awesome. The videos said the AC compressor will come out, which I'm not happy about moving because looks like either some of my lines are leaking, possibly. So I feel like moving that might upset them, but we'll find out. It's not really that crusty in here. Just hopefully the plastic's not too brittle. So my next move is I am going to cut my wheels loose a little bit before I jack this thing up. Try out these new jack stands, chalk my wheels like a good girl, and because everything should be coming out the bottom. All right, I got my wheel off, 2 jack stands because I'm paranoid always. There was one plastic piece here I took off that was being held on by one of those. Thank you, dealership and Walmart. Here's our piece we're changing. And I'm gonna have to take off this plastic lip right here so I can get my hands up in there. Just like that, I'm swinging my coolant reservoir out of the way. It's a 13 millimeter. Down here is my tensioner right here. It's brand new, just got a recall on it. I thought it was a 1/2-inch drive, but maybe a 17. Because it show ain't 15. Alright, I actually came from underneath because it was a lot easier. I'm an idiot. It is a 17, and I just slipped it. It's pretty close here, so I just slipped it off here, and here's my AC compressor, and here's my alternator. I just popped them off and tried to leave most of it on, and I'm going to take my AC compressor off. You can see it's leaking and terrible, so I'm really not going to try to upset these lines too much, but looks like we have a bolt here and a bolt here I could see so far. Let's try those first and see what happens. Now for our AC compressor, we have 12 millimeters. We're going to have one at the bottom, one that's kind of a bitch to get to right here, and then another one. It's a bitch, but at least you have room. Where is it? Right there. 3 12 millimeters. All right, now got my AC compressor loose, these 3 bolts. I wish I had bungee cords, but I don't, so I'm going to zip tie it up because I don't want to stress these lines out more than they already are. And you can see my alternator right there, nice and easy. So I'm not going to go any farther today until I get my part in. Then I'll be able to see where the bolts are and what I need to disconnect. And I'm just going to leave everything hang for right now. All right, day 2. Got my alternator in. Looks right. Got everything disconnected. I got that main. I don't know what the technical name is, but And I can't remember what size that was. It's probably like a 14 or something. But I took, let's see if I can get this focus better. I took that off right there. I try to keep leaving it. Oh, that dropped. Okay, that's what it looks like now. That little thing. Take that off. There's a ground in the front that I also took off. And I can't remember what size those were either, but that's what the bolt looks like. Or the screw, bolt, whatever. And it had a ground on it, which is right here. That took off. So we're going to take that bolt off the front. And then this pain in the ass bolt here underneath the alternator. So it's a nut that goes from the back onto this bolt with the square end, and that's going around back here, right up there. Here's where I took the nut off, and I left the nut on the last few threads so that I could get a little hammer up there and whack it through, so I don't destroy the threads at the end. And that's as far as I got yesterday, because I realized this idler pulley was in the way of pulling that square thing out. I hate engineers so badly. Why? And there's really not much room. So I had to go out to Harbor Freight yesterday and get a 16mm wrench. And right now we're taking this off. And here's what we just took off, our idler pulley. I don't know why nothing's focusing. I'm afraid to spin it because I don't want to know if it's bad, so I'm just going to leave it alone. Okay. Theoretically, this should just come out. And hopefully it doesn't fall. Sweet. Okay. Just like that. Alright, that was a really big pain in the ass to get out of there. There's no room, but here's my old alternator. I don't know. Looks good to me. Alright, that was a frickin' hassle. New alternators in there, not tightened down, nothing put together yet, but I just hammered for like an hour because on the new alternator these needed a little stretched out, so I was kind of hammering back and forth to get it to fit onto that metal piece, so that took a while. That sucked. So it's done. I'm just cleaning up right now. I don't have any kind of order to my tools. I usually end up regretting it later, but that's okay. So I got the job done. The alternator took forever to tap in the pry bar and my little hammer. That really sucked. That took like an hour. And after that, everything was pretty cut and dry after I tapped the alternator back into place. Got my two nuts and my bolt through, my idler pulley back on, and all my connections put back together. And it went pretty cut and dry. Even the serpentine belt was pretty easy, which I was surprised about. Hopefully that video helped out some of you, because I couldn't find a lot of videos relating to alternator replacement, and in all the videos I saw, it didn't say anything about removing the idler arm, or the idler pulley, which isn't a big deal. But yeah, we'll take a shot of her running. All right, and here's what we do with pieces like this. Oh, just put them in the back. Put them on later, meaning never. Let's see if this thing will start up again, because it'll be really embarrassing if it doesn't.